It happens. You get dumped. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you. That's probably why you're watching this video. And a lot of time we hear things about going no contact and ways to get our exes back and things of that nature. But sometimes it's just never going to work. And sometimes we press on and we hold on desperately to hope when there's actually no reason to hold on to hope. So in this video, I want to walk you through the clear signs that you are wasting your time waiting for your ex to come back to you. That's what we're covering in today's video. Hi, I'm Jeff Campbell from DivorcedParentsClub.com, and I'm glad you're here with me. So the first thing I want to talk about are some of the really obvious things that maybe we don't want to take a look at. The first is, if you're still in contact with them, are they responsive? Are they replying to your text quickly, or are they taking hours or maybe even days to respond? Are their responses warm and friendly and conveying personal warmth and empathy? And are they asking questions about your personal life and divulging personal information about them? Or are they short and sweet and kind of curt, maybe even blunt? Those are some really obvious signs, but a lot of times when we're in the throes of it, when we're in the thick of it, we ignore those clear signs. So what I want you to do is really objectively look at their behavior. Don't just look at their words. Look at what they're actually doing. And then really think about what that means. Don't think about what you want it to mean, because a lot of times we project our fantasies onto other people of what we think. We think this way, therefore we kind of project that onto other people. And that's just not rooted in reality, especially when we're talking about a breakup and you getting dumped and hoping your ex will come back to you. The next thing I want you to think about is what would be different this time around if they did come back to you? Have you changed? Have they changed? And what do those changes look like? Have you gone to therapy? Have they gone to therapy? Have they suggested that you go together to therapy? Because if the issues that were there before are still there, in other words, they haven't been dealt with in any way, why in the world would you want to get back together again and have those issues just come roaring right back again? And if they do reach out to you, the very first question you should ask them is, what are they willing to do differently this time around? And something has to change in order to get different results. As they say, it's the definition of insanity to keep doing the same thing again over and over and over, expecting different results. Real quick, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like it, hit that like button for me. It sends a great signal to YouTube's algorithm. They show my videos to more people just like you, and it helps me grow my channel. And it's a great way to say thank you to me for taking the time to make these videos. The next thing I want you to think about is, how is the breakup and your longing for them back affecting your mental well-being and your overall outlook on life? Are you depressed? Are you anxious? Are you on pins and needles? Are you constantly checking your phone to see if they've texted or called or anything like that? Are you stalking their social media, looking for clues as to whether or not maybe they're seeing somebody new, or maybe they posted a picture of the two of you together? You're desperately stalking and worried and obsessed with them, and it's really draining you emotionally. That's a really bad sign that this is not a healthy relationship, and you should probably move on. Are your friends and family worried about you with regards to the breakup and your obsession to get them back again? After all, our friends and family aren't unbiased, especially if they are more your friends and family and not the two of you together. They aren't unbiased at all. And especially in the wake of the breakup, if they've heard a lot of negative things from you about your ex, they're clearly not unbiased. But they do have your best interests at heart. They are worried about you. They do care about you. So if they're expressing concern about your mental state, concern that maybe you're wasting your time, it could be that they're seeing things more clearly and more rationally than you are, and you should take their concerns into consideration. You don't really ever want to make a decision of this magnitude based on somebody else's opinion purely. But it's worth taking it into consideration because they are going to be more objective than you. Another thing to consider is, how is this affecting your other relationships? And I'm not talking about romantic relationships. If you just got dumped and you're hoping they come back to you, you probably aren't thinking about romance with anybody else. But you do have friends, you do have family, you do have work, and you do have obligations and things that you have to take care of. And a lot of times in the throes of a breakup, we get that obsessive tunnel vision where we focus on that one goal of getting the ex back and everything else falls by the wayside. And if that's the boat you're in, that's a really unhealthy place to be. And it's a clear sign that this isn't a healthy relationship, isn't a good thing, and you should strongly consider moving on and not trying to get them back. A lot of us do get that way in the throes of a breakup, especially if we were the ones who got dumped. I'm not knocking that. I've done those things too. I understand it. But you've got to think about things in terms of balance. How balanced is it? Are you objectively looking at the relationship, or are you looking at it through rose-colored glasses? Think about things from a balanced perspective. And especially if you have some childhood attachment issues, maybe low self-esteem, anything along those lines, it's good to focus on those things. Focus on yourself, not just sitting around on pins and needles waiting for them to call you or text you. Focus on being the best version of you that you can be. And if they do come back and things are going to be different this time around, you'll be in a much better place to begin with. And if they don't come back, you'll again be in a much better place for the next great love of your life. And then another question to ask is, how long has it been since the breakup? Because you do need to heal the loss of that relationship. Now, how long it takes to heal will vary significantly. There are some studies that say as little as 9 to 12 weeks, but I also think it depends on how long your relationship was and what the circumstances were under which you broke up. Was there infidelity involved? Was there drug abuse or alcohol abuse, things of that nature? Was it just total chaos and drama, or was it relatively amicable? Have they moved on to somebody else, or did you start dating somebody else? All of those things can impact how long it takes you to heal, but that healing is crucial. And it's even crucial even if they do come back to you. You don't want them to come back to you in a place where you're angry and wounded and desperate and hurt and sad and sorrow-filled and things of that nature. You do want to heal yourself even if you end up getting back together again with them. But especially if you don't get back together again with them, you do want to heal yourself before you jump into a relationship with somebody else. So give yourself that time and that space. And the best way to do that is not going to be sitting around looking at your phone, waiting for them to call or text. It's not going to be stalking them on social media, looking for clues as to what they're up to. You really need to go no contact and not stalk them in any way so that you can focus on yourself and not be obsessing over them. And then take the appropriate amount of time to heal. How long is that? Well, the easiest way to gauge it is when you can look at their social media or something along those lines and don't find yourself obsessing over it. You're not looking at their social media desperate for clues that they might be dating somebody or things of that nature. It basically, you want to get to a place where the thought of them or images of them make you feel indifferent, not angry, not sad, not hurt, but also not elated or excited either. You kind of want to have a neutral feeling about them the way you would about an old acquaintance or maybe an old coworker, and not somebody that you used to be in a relationship with. And when you can get to that level of relative indifference, that's when you know you're ready to move on and find someone new. Now, I do have another recent video on my channel where I go through some very specific steps about how to heal from a breakup in half the time that it normally takes. And I walk you through several steps in that video. So if you're in that boat and you're ready to start the healing process, I want you to check out this video right up here on my channel where I walk you through those steps to really heal yourself in record time so that you can get back out there again and really be the best version of you that you can be. But for now, I'll see you in the next video.